Hey guys, Beautiful Essentials here. This crystal leftover from the chandelier that's in my home was what made me think about what I can use for lighting. I also saw this Dollar Tree pen and I like the diamond ball that's on it. And I figured out that I could actually do the same thing using ordinary pens. I'll be starting up by removing the parts that I don't need. I used 80 for this project. To make a pen look like the Dollar Tree pen, I'm just going to take a gem and attach it like this. But I'll need a string, so I'll be using a dowel as my guide to give it the length that I'll be using for each and every one of the strings that I'll be cutting for the gems. This is like fishing lines used for fishing, and it's transparent and strong. So I'm going to be cutting this to length and attaching the strings to the gems. Because the pen is not heavy, I'm just going to be attaching the strings to the gems with a hot glue gun. If you're new to my channel, it's so great to have you here. Now don't forget to click on the subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. I did 80 pieces of this, and I have to admit that this is quite time consuming. So you don't necessarily have to do them all at the same time. You can just do maybe 30 and then 20 and then another 30. That way you don't get too tired. I'm doing my best here to make sure that the strings are attached to the gems in an upright manner. That way when I put them inside the pen, it will be straight and not tilting sideways. As you can see here, I did my best to make sure that it does not tilt sideways, but because the glue sometimes will make the string turn to the left or to the right, it's not too straight. But you know what? In the end, it won't be too noticeable. To avoid the strings from tangling, it'll be better to have them put in a container so that when you are having them installed, you just pick them one after the other. I got a hard foam board from Hobby Lobby, and I'll be cutting 2 circles out of it for the top. I'll be using remote control push lights for this project, so I'm just using it to gauge how far apart the strings will be. I want the points to be about an inch away from one another, and I'm just eyeballing this, I'm not really measuring it. But then when I was done with this, I ended up having points again in between the points that I already made. I'll add more strings in the middle. I'm gonna make holes on these points with a small tiny screwdriver. I'll be covering the face of the board with a gold contact paper. This is the bottom part where the strings are going to be inserted, and the top is where the strings are going to be held down with tape and a hot glue gun. And I took the work to the living room because I had to watch TV and do this, or else I'm going to get really bored. So the space that's open here, I went ahead to add the push lights before I continued with the other strings on the outer ring. I'll be covering the sides of what I just made with a poster board covered in gold contact paper. I used a strong adhesive and a hot glue gun in the middle here because that's the part that's going to come in contact with the board that I'll be adding at the top. I attached the poster board that has been covered with gold contact paper around it to hold it down. This can be mounted to a ceiling with command strips, cup hooks, or even screws. I'm going to use screws with a wide flat head that will be able to hold the foam boards from the bottom. I displayed this here for illustration purposes only. I mounted what I made to wood to hang on candelabras. I used remote control push lights to make it easy for me to turn the lights on and off and also change the colors. Like I said earlier, I suspended this on wood, but then when I'm done with my craft room, I'm going to have it there. Thank you all so much for watching. I have other home decor DIY videos that are linked in the description box below to check them out. And for those of you who have not subscribed to my channel, don't forget to click on the subscribe button.